Hello everyone, welcome back again to another live streaming. Today I'm just going to show you a simple demonstration what we can do with this melon. I'm going to peel it, blend, juice it, and then I'm going to show you something simple and delicious that you can do using this delicious seasonal refreshing fruit. So let me just dive into the po- the this let me just dive into it, how what it is for today. So let's just get started. So welcome everyone once again, and we'll begin. I will begin by peeling the melon. So I'm going to cut the melon in two. You see this as fresh and delicious for this season. I explain you can do so much using melon. You can make also melon salad. You can juice melon and use it as a mocktail, and that is appetizer without alcohol, non-alcoholic appetizer. You can also use it as a mix in salad mix with cheese and other things. But today I'm going to show you how to transform this simple melon into a refined dish. That is really what is this episode about. So as usual, I will remove first the back of the peel of the melon. So you can also remove the peel of the melon by slicing the melon in this shape, and then you can use your knife. The peel of the melon is also easy to peel with your knife the way I started, but you can also simply remove it by just going using your knife and going through the melon like this, and then you can remove also the peel of the melon like this. So you just use your knife and you go under the melon, and you start from the green, from taking off only the reddish part of the melon, and leaving the greenish part of the melon. So that is how it is done. So let me bring some a tray to remove. So
Leon is back. They say looking great.
hey, hello Leon, welcome. Today we are doing something again which is different from most of what we have done before. So it's melon we are using today, this delicious fruit of the season. So I'm just going to remove the peel of the melon, that is removing the greenish part of the melon. So we are slicing the melon just in chunks because we are still going to juice the melon. We only need the juice of the melon. So we want to transform this melon into a fine dining dish. So, and then I will finish off making something very special to go with the melon, but I don't want to reveal what it is, so just make sure to stay until the end so that you will see it for yourself how delicious and easy it can be to make something as easy as this watermelon. So let me just keep going. So slice it again to make it easy. So I will start first by juicing it, and I will decide if I need more juice, or not. So before then I also need gelatin, but I'll first juice it so that I know how many gelatin I need for the juice. So I'm going to start juicing it have to strain it. I was looking further if I have to continue to juice it. Let me keep it this way. So I was going too fast, and it was my jug was flowing over, so it's already a mess, but I have to clean up everything. So then I have to strain it. So I'm straining it using a very fine strainer. That is, there should be no particles going through the strainer. That is why I'm using the smallest strainer. So the only thing you are seeing passing through is the juice. So I think I have enough. So I will stop first. So I'm going to, first of all, clean up all the mess here before we continue. Let me go to the bin. So I'm going to clean up all the mess, and then make so remove everything. So it's dripping. The juice is dripping. So let me clean the table entirely. See, it's dripping. So now I have in total, how many? I think right there. Let me check it this way. Can you see it? Yes. I have about 550. 475. So it's 475. It's a little bit more, so I'm going to use now 2.5 leaves of gelatin. So if it's 3 grams, that is 7. Let me just measure it so that I am sure, because it always needs to be measured so that you are sure that the recipe is okay. It's 7. So I know weighing it. Let me use the plate. 0. Okay. 7, I think. I'm going to add it. So I'm using here 7.8 gram of gelatin. So I'm using gelatin leaf, and I'm going to dehydrate it or soak it in cold water, so before I use it in how do you call it, in the juice. So I'm going to let it dissolve first in the cold water. Then it will be softened. After softened, then we can continue the procedure. So next I'm going to bring the heater. So I have my stove. I'm going to set this apart. So it have to be wicking. It takes at least 5 minutes for this procedure, for at least 5 minutes, but you can soak it longer than 5 minutes, but at least 5 minutes. So make sure to wait until the end so that you really see the end result of today's episode, because it's something really new, simple, but delicious. So I'm going to remove the excess. So this is what I have that is left. You see, watermelon have a lot of water. It has a lot, really a lot of water. You see, watermelon have a lot of water. So and one other thing I can do is to remove the foam. You see, it has a lot of weight. Let me go to the other side. It has a lot of foam. It creates just some foam on top, which you can just remove it. But when I boil it now, you will still see that a little bit of foam later, which I will still remove. So let me just put this aside first. So I'm not just going to boil the watermelon like this, because it's like sweet. So to really make this watermelon stand out, to give it better flavor, texture in your mouth, something like that, let me call it, I will add this sushi vinegar to balance it up. And we add the sushi vinegar to balance it up. So I'm going to add, I will taste it, but I don't want the sushi vinegar to overpower also the taste of the vinegar of the melon. So when you are working with an ingredient, you always respect the ingredient, that the ingredient you are adding to the ingredient, that is the main ingredient, is not overpowering the ingredient. That is um what basic that is what basic recipe or basic meal is all about. Like for instance, if you are making a mashed potato and you are adding maybe a milk, or you are adding other seasoning to the potato, you want to make sure that you keep the taste of the mashed potato, that anybody who is eating it, even with a blindfold, that it can taste it and know immediately that I'm eating potatoes and not something else, or the taste of any season that is added to the potatoes. So that is what we are doing here also in our kitchen. We try to keep it so simple as possible, keeping everything so natural as possible. You add flavor to it, but it is not the aim of changing the taste of the watermelon. So I'm going to add, as I say, I love this ingredient because I use it a lot in our kitchen here. So I'm adding here the sushi vinegar, we call it. So I'm going to mix it. I will add a bit of salt, not too much also, because the vinegar has already a unique delicious taste. So I'm going to test it and I will know if I need to add more. It's so delicious already, but I'm still going to add a little bit. Let me bring a new spoon to test. So I'm still going to add just a little bit to it, like a teaspoon. So I use then in total 2 teaspoons, and I'm still going to add just a bit of salt, and it gives beautiful balance to the watermelon. You see, are so beautiful color. So I'm going to test it again, and wow, just delicious. Tastes really good, in fact. So there's just a sweet, sour, salty, and balanced. Really delicious. So now I'm just going to turn on the heat. I'm going to boil it, bring it to a boil point. Then I'm going to add the gelatin to it. So wait a bit. The stove goes very, very, very quick. Though it takes a very few minutes, it will be cooking. So welcome everyone once again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming again on this live show, another live show. It's so amazing here in our kitchen. We love doing what we do here. We serve people with love. We make everything here from scratch. And our aim here is to share with you our love, passion, and knowledge about modern cuisine, and also to share everything that we do here with love with you.
Cafe say good morning from Malaysia.
Oh, good morning, Cafe. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you once again for tuning in to this live show, to this live episode. You are highly welcome indeed again. Thank you.
It's morning in Malaysia.
Yes, good morning. And here it is night. It is 9, almost 10 o'clock in Belgium. So, welcome from Belgium. You are highly welcome. So we are steaming it now. We are bringing it to a cook point. So we have to wait a bit. It doesn't take long. A few minutes from now, it will be steaming. So when it's steamed, I will take it out of the heat aside, and then I will add the gelatin to the melon, and then we can proceed. So it's going to be really juicy and really delicious. It's so simple. I discovered this recipe some few years ago, and in fact, since I started making it, I always dream that the summer has arrived. A summer should arrive, so I have watermelon, fresh watermelon to use again to make this recipe. So that is why I say it will be amazing sharing it with you guys, and especially for any of you who have a family member who is vegetarian or so. You can always give serve this to vegetarian guests, and I'm sure they will be amazed, because I always make it here also for vegetarians. So it's really delicious. It's just 2 simple ingredients: the juice of the melon, and you add a little bit of sushi vinegar to it, and salt, and the balance is wow.
And Coffee asks, what are the watermelon juice for? What are the ingredients and the benefits?
Oh, so the watermelon juice is to make a gel sheet that I want to make. So the ingredient that I added to it, so it start cooking already, you see. So there is no more, it doesn't need anything anymore. Let me bring, okay, I have here my what do you call it, to stop it. So because you don't want to cook it too much, to keep the freshness. So it's cooked. So I'm going to remove the stove and put it here behind me. So the watermelon, to answer your question, I'm using the watermelon for a gel sheet. So adding that flavor to the watermelon is boosting the watermelon, giving the watermelon extra taste. So you will see what I mean. I'm going to squeeze the gelatin. So I'm using here gelatin sheet. So I'm squeezing the gelatin now. Then I'm going to add the gelatin to the hot watermelon. So, and then I'm going to blend it together. So I'm going to, mix it like this together. You see what I did? I mix it. So when you mix liquid gelatin in liquid, it gives an elastic binding. So it's not like agar that is brittle. So I'm going to use it for a sheet, to make a sheet, is kind of sheet of a ravioli or whatever, to fill anything I want to fill in. So that is why I added a special ingredient to it, the vinegar and also the salt, to balance the taste. So I hope I answered your question. So I'm just going to whisk it and keep it stirring, because I want when it came to boil, there is like the separation of color already, because the red foam came up. It came up and I saw that the liquid from under became transparent. So for you to bring that together again, when I added the gelatin, you can see it, that the juice came back again together. The color came back again to red. So that is a binding substance. It brings something that normally is separated, brings it back together, and you can see that the color is red again. So I'm going to just be giving it a little bit of air, so that I can pour it on the tray here. You see?
Coffee asks, does it dissolve it or can be added a powder gelatin?
What?
Does it dissolve it or can be added a powder gelatin?
What dissolve?
Does it dissolve it?
Yes, it dissolve the gelatin. No, when you add the gelatin to the warm substance, that is, you soften the gelatin first. Let me call it that way. You add the gelatin first to cold water. Then when the gelatin is softened, then you add the gelatin directly to the warm substance. It can be other substances also, liquid, which is, I'm using here watermelon now. So when you add the gelatin to the watermelon, it dissolves in the watermelon. So what it does is that, when I first cook, they brought the gelatin to a cook point. It separated, so the foam came up, which was like the color, the orange color there of the watermelon, and the substance went down. It was plain like water. So to bring that together again, when I added now the gelatin, it bends the color of the watermelon again. It brings it together. The color was separated from boiling it, so adding gelatin to it brought it again together to the original orange color that it is. So that is what it really do. Binding brings something together. Normally something that cannot be together, it brings it. So is it understood?
Achiso, he's there, but it's another language.
Okay. Hey, Achizu. Welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen, here with Chef Vivian. Hello, here with Chef Vivian. Today I'm demonstrating something to do with watermelon, because I know watermelon is in the season. So I want to demonstrate a technique, easy technique that you can make at home using watermelon.
And Coffee say, okay, I understand it. A great explanation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you also. So we keep going on. So, but make sure that there's no foaming, that is not foaming, because you don't want it to be foaming. When it's foaming, you will not have a clear substance. So you want it to be orange. You want that color to be stable, but still you don't want it to be foaming. So that is why I am still coming back with my spoon to remove the try to remove the foam on top. You see, it's not a lot, but just few. Try to remove it using your spoon like this. So you see, now you see that the color from under is just orange, pure orange, and everything is like together. So now I'm going to bring a spoon. So we are going to pour it into this tray. You have to use a very flat tray, a tray that is not, that is not too deep. Otherwise, you cannot get it right. It will be too thick to be to fold. So you have to use a tray, a very flat tray for this. Otherwise, it will not work. So I'll just allow it a bit to come to a temperature, to room temperature, because it's still very hot. So, and again, you see here there is bubbles. Wherever you see that bubbles, you have to go in with a toothpick or whatever you have, because you don't want that bubble in there. So later, so you don't want that bubble. So there's no bubble now. Here, no, there's no bubble. So this one. So you see what is happening now? It's like you have like the spot of the orange in the liquid. You see the spot of the orange in the liquid. So when it now going to the cold, it will harden up, and then you can then remove it like a round. You can just remove a round shape of it. So I think I should take it just to the fridge. I am going to take it to the fridge now and continue the other. So I'm going to take it to the fridge with it. It's very difficult, you have to be very careful. But yeah, I found a place here from under. So I already place it in the fridge. So it's so difficult to transform it with. I'm going to use another tray to transfer it. Sometimes difficult. So I'm going to use a new tray to transfer it. Otherwise, it's so difficult. Yes. So, but you make sure it has to be stable. You see, this is not stable and it's not good because the tray is moving sideways. So I put it like this. Now, but it will be okay. I'll be back. It will be okay. Yeah, it's not so easy to put it, but yes, I got it. It's already, so yes. So now I have here the over. I'm going to add it again. So maybe a plate like this. This is a high plate. So it's not so easy. Okay, everything is there now. So we allow it to do its job while we continue the rest. So I'm going to clean my table first and we can continue what we are doing. So the back, let me just clean up my working space. So while we are allowing it to cool and stiffen up before we can remove it, the shape of it, I will go on to show you other things of the day. So I'm going to bring all the ingredients needed. So I have here let me see what I can do. So I have here 2 balls. So this, I need to reduce a little bit. If you 500 ml, you can even add a little bit to it. 100 grams, which is 600. And I add here a little bit. We are going to bring another ball. So okay. So now I'm going to, meanwhile, while waiting for the watermelon to be hardened or stiffened, we are going to make a caviar of the cucumber. Yesterday we showed how to make a caviar of cucumber and what can happen if you blend the cucumbers and use it immediately because of the foam that is not stable, that is difficult, that you allow the foam to go out entirely, everything go out before making it. Then you can make a beautiful one that is really round and without those air bubbles, which is simple. So let me check it. Yes, it's getting colder. Let's get it. So this is the solution. It's ready now to be used. So there is no air bubbles. You see the air bubbles, everything has gone out. So now you can use it safely without being worried whether if it will work or not. So make sure every time when you make it that you have enough time that it rests and all the air bubbles go out of it before you make it. Then you have a beautiful balls that is round, that is not going to like flat balls because of the air bubbles that is sitting inside the liquid. So remove every air bubbles before you use it. So that is my advice. So I'm going to make sure I have here 600 milliliter of water. So I'm just going to add the calcium to it. So I'm adding here is 1 gram, 1%. So I'm adding here to it. So it's as simple as that. So you know, in this liquid, in the liquid, there is 0.5 gram of alginate. 0.5 gram. That is 0.5%, 0.1.5, that is a half of a percent of alginate in every liquid that you are using as the base. So this now is then the bath. So I'm using here now the 1% of the calcium in the bath. So it's as easy as that. You allow it to dissolve in the water, and then you use your squeeze bottle. You can also use this. So you can also use this. So it is the aim. What we are looking is that when this goes into the solution, there should be immediately a coating. It should coat it immediately. So it should form a ball immediately. So if it's not forming a ball, that means the solution is not correct. That means your mixture is not made correctly. So it should form a ball, and you choose how big your ball should be. So if you want the ball to be bigger, you have to hold your bottle tight and squeeze it harder so that the drop that is going out is bigger than normal. So if you want the balls to be smaller, you have to also use a smaller like the point, that the opening should also be smaller. So if you want like a really big balls, you can cut your squeeze bottle further till here, until here, and then you will have a bigger balls that is falling out of, you know, the squeeze bottle. But like now I'm just making a normal caviar. So the squeeze bottle mouth is not too small and it's not too big. So you just drop it, and in a few minutes it should be coated and it should be good to go. So you don't need to do anything special to it. The main problem you can face with this is the combination, that the mixture is not well done. So if the mixture is well done, you will not have any problem doing this. So you see, it takes a few minutes. Immediately it drops into the water, it will be coated and it will start floating around. So this is different from the agar method using cold oil. So with agar, it is falling to the bottom of the water. So but with this one, it's not falling to the bottom of the water. It's just being coated and get round like a ball. So, and it's also still liquid in the balls, because it's not, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes before it coats. But the difference between direct verification is that if algonet is in the base like what we have here, you have to, if you make it, you have to make it and serve it immediately. It's not like reverse when you are the other way around. When you do it, when the algonet is in the bath, then it's coat only the outside of the balls, and the inside still remain juicy for a long period of time. But like this now, you just have to serve it immediately. So look at how beautiful the balls, look how beautiful they are. It takes just few minutes, you see, to make the balls. It's not difficult at all, but the measurement of your ingredient have to be correct. It has to be correct. If it's not correct, you can't get it. So I just rinsed it. You leave it for, it takes, in the small balls, take about 2 minutes, 1.5, 90 seconds, I think it takes to be able to be well done. So when it's okay, then you have to rinse it in 2 times water. So I take it to this water first. Here you see how beautiful and translucent that they are. So look at how beautiful they are. So you remove them, because if you don't remove them, even if you remove them, they keep getting hard because alginate is in the base. So I will still show the other method of making it easily later. So you can also make it easier for yourself if you want, by just placing a strainer, a small strainer, in the surface of the ball. So you don't have to take all those, a lot of time to be fishing it one by one. So you do it this way, and then you just dump it, you see, to rinse it again. And see how beautiful it is. Look at the balls, look at it, you see, it's beautiful and it's ball. So, and now what you have is that you still have liquid. You see, you still have liquid. You have liquid in that balls. You see, the ball is round, but when you press it, you see there's liquid in the ball. Look, so what you have there, look at it. You see, there's liquid in the ball. So there's liquid. Let me try to press one so that you see it. So you see there's liquid in the balls. So it's filled now with balls, and it gets harder and harder with this. Filled now with liquid, still filled now with liquid. So when you serve this like this now, it will like burst in your mouth. If you are like eating it, it will explode, it will burst. That is small balls filled with liquid. So it will burst in your mouth. But when you allow it for a few hours now, or about 1 hour, let me say about 30 minutes, it will harden, because alginates keep getting hard. Alginates keep getting hard. So when it is in the bath, it coats only the outside and it stays longer. Okay, so you can also use something like this also if you want to do bigger ones. So you can also do, you see, a big one. Immediately it goes to the water, it coats. So you see, it coats. Immediately it goes to the water, you see, it coats there. So you make it bigger, you make sure you are a little bit higher, because it has to coat. It has to coat the, you see, you remove this first, because it was too low, so it could not coat. So you have to make it, you have to take your hands higher when you are making it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I miss my bowl. That's why, sorry, I miss my bowl. Yes. So, yes, I missed my ball. I was busy with the wrong ball. So I thought as much. I said, what is happening again? So
M Cafe, say hi.
hi, M Cafe. Hey, thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being a part of this community. So you just drop it like this. You want to make it bigger. I'm showing how to make it bigger. So what I made before was a small one. So now I'm making a bigger one. So I was using the wrong water for it, but now it's okay. So it's not difficult to make it, but you have to make sure the right ingredient. So I'm going to use this spoon now because it's also easy. So let me use this spoon to show. So this spoon is the same thing as using the bottles. So it's even more easy. So you just hold it upward, you see, and it drops itself. You don't even need to do anything. You just move around with the spoon. So if you have a spoon like this, it's it's very, very easy. So you hold the spoon just up, and see. So I'm going to check on the tray first, and I'll be back. So I'm going to add the tray here to be ready for. It's going well. So now I'll go and rinse, bring a fresh water. So I have done a new one. Look how beautiful. I just did different shapes. So they are small, big, medium. You see, I used about 2 or 3 this and the bottles. So you have here a mixture of everything. So this is now what I did here. So I'm going to bring another here. So I will add this now to this. Look how beautiful the balls are. So I'm going to remove this ball now because they are ready. I'm going to put it here and rinse them twice. So what I'm using here is just a simple direct verification, we call it, using alginate in the base and using calcic in the bath. So then I'm going to rinse it. So you see it's easy or easier using a little or a small strainer like this. So you just rinse it twice. When you rinse it twice, it's then very clean. Look, so it's clean. You see, I'm going to take one of the big bowls there, which I'm really sure, you see, it will have liquid. So you press it, you see the liquid is out. So it's, look at the ball. This is a round ball. So when you put it in your mouth, there should be a little explosion. See, it's like, you see, a little explosion should be in your mouth. It release a flavor in your mouth. That balls, when you have it, is like exploding in your mouth. So that is just a simple technique that is working well. Okay, so I will not miss my base anymore. So I will keep, let me keep showing until the gelatin is done. So you can use this if you like. You want it bigger than this, you just slice a bit. I'm going to cut a bit of the mouth. So I'm cutting a bit of the squeeze bottle so that I can make a bigger ball. So you have to hold it tight and squeeze it and release it. So you see the balls are bigger than what you have in the beginning. So immediately it touches the water, it coats and it forms a ball. So you just keep going, and you can move around when you have space also. So you can move around. So the aim is to squeeze it and release it. So you hold the bottle, you squeeze it, like, you see, you want the ball to be roundish and always like almost the same. You can hold it in the same motion and just move around, always around. So it will not stand on top of each other. You see, immediately it touches the water, it separates. It doesn't even lime, or let me say, it doesn't even gum to each other, because it separates immediately it touches the water, because of these two chemical reaction in between the base and the bath. You see, you can just keep squeezing. The only thing you can have is, maybe sometimes you can have small caviars and bigger caviars if you want. But if you are doing it for some time, it's because I'm making this demonstration sometimes that you see, you can also sometimes. But when I'm making it for myself, I never think about making it. I just keep like squeezing it into the bath, and it's always okay every time. But you know, when you are showing something on a live video, it's always as if you don't know how to do it and you are learning it or something like that. So you are also anxious. So it is not that it's really difficult to make. So you allow it to sit in the bath for a few minutes, because it gives also the glance to it, that you can see it like a transparent ball. You see that these ones, they are now looking more transparent and more, you see, more balls and more transparent. So like in the beginning, now they are a little bit, they are not really transparent now, you see it. So but when they stay in the water for at least 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, they will become more transparent, and you see more beautiful green color coming out, the light green color, of course, not dark green. So Welcome everyone once again. Thank you for joining us to another live episode. Today we are just demonstrating some simple kitchen hacks and what we do here in our kitchen daily. And we are going to present something using the watermelon that we made. We are just allowing the watermelon to harden up in the freezer so we can use it. It's almost there. So we just need a little bit of time and it will be okay, and we can start plating and showing you what we made of the watermelon. So I'm going to seal. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you. Leave your question if you have one. We are very glad to help you to answer your questions one by one. I'm Chef Vivian. So cooking is for me everything. I love cooking. I've been a chef for 17 years and I've been cooking every day since the 17 years. I've never been bored even one day from cooking. So that is why I thought it would be amazing to share my love and my passion with you guys. So if you love seeing what I do here, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you will be seeing more updates from our channel, and also support us, of course, in this journey and join our community of food lovers all over the world. We are here to share everything we do with you guys from in the deep depths of our hearts. So it will not take long anymore. So I already put this. So I'm going to remove this first from the. So I have here, I made some here. I'm going to remove. You see how many that I've already made. So I'm going to remove this. I rinsed it while we wait for the
Giuseppe, say hi. Say hi. Giuseppe, say hi.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
Hello, Giuseppe. Welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Welcome here with Chef Vivian. Hello, welcome to this community. Thank you for joining us. And we are here today to demonstrate a simple hacks we are making here in the season using watermelon that we already made and is sitting in the refrigerator now to harden up. So, and now in between I'm making here a caviar made from direct verification, that is using alginate in the bath, in the base, and using calcic in the bath, so to form the verification. So these two components form a chemical reaction. So when you add alginate in the base of an ingredient to any liquid, it doesn't really have to be the cucumber sauce that I'm using, a cucumber here, a juice from cucumber. It doesn't really happen to be cucumber. It can be any other juice that you love using, even mango, oranges, guava, whatever you like. So the juice of any fruit of your choice, adding alginate to it, it is 0.1%, 0.5, which is a half of a percent to the base, and then you add 1% to the amount of water that you use, 1% of calcic acid, calcic salt we call it, calcium, to the bath. And then when you drop it, like what I have here, you drop it in this bath, it forms immediately a ball, that like what you see here, and that is what we call a caviar, a fruit caviar, or a vegetable caviar, or a vegan caviar. You can call it any name you want. And here what you have now is a ball that is filled with liquid. It's still filled with liquid, so when you press it, it explodes in your mouth. That means the juice of the cucumber is trapped in these balls. So when you start eating it or you bite it, it explodes in your mouth. So it gives you a kind of unique, a kind of, very, very surprising feeling in your mouth. So that is just the aim, to the aim. You add this just to your dish, to any dish, to your salad, to your vegetable, or to most. But I will be showing what to do, or something to do with this today. So that is why today, that is what today episode is all about. So thank you once again for joining us, and you're highly welcome. So I'm going to check my tray again. To see if it's still a little bit. So you have to allow it to cool down a bit. So it's like a little bit still. So yes, and then I'm going to make a little balls of it. Yeah. I will use the bigger. I'm going to use the bigger slice. So I'm going to slice a bit of the melon for the garniture. So I'm going to slice. I want to try to remove block a rectangle shape here. There's a rectangle. Slice this a bit so that it will be a bit more uniform. Yes, here is uniform. It's more uniform. When it's bigger here. Okay. It's a bit smaller. I have here a few. I think it will be okay for this demonstration. So let me check again. Let's see if I can unform it first. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. We just have to wait a bit for the gel to form. So the watermelon is still going to form to a gel. If you have a very cold deep freezer, you can put it immediately into the deep freezer. So I first place it in the refrigerator to allow it to cool down a bit before I place it in the freezer. So it takes a little bit of time before it can become a gel. But you know, it's also summer now, it takes longer before it really becomes a gel. So I'll put this aside. So I have to wait. I wait for it. I have to wait for it. If you have a fast, so it's really warm now. So we are going to wait a little bit for it to be. So meanwhile, I can keep showing you how to make the caviar. Meanwhile, we are waiting for the gel. So it's the gel that I'm waiting for, the watermelon gel. So it's too warm. I didn't want to use agar because agar changed the taste of the flavor. So that is why I didn't want to use agar. Agar works always, but it changed the taste of your vegetable. So that is why I don't like using agar. So but when you add agar, it is stable and it is very fast, but it changed the taste of your product. So we can continue making the caviar while we try to make the gel. So hopefully we could be able to have the gel prepared. So no, it takes some time before, so I'll stop again. I'll allow it, you know, forms a ball immediately, you see, and the liquid goes out. So it's delicious. It really tastes the cucumber. You taste the cucumber. So refreshing. So just go around it. I'm going to remove this again. So I already have a lot of cucumber caviar. Look at it. So that is cucumber caviar. see. I think the gel is it started getting gel. You see, so we have to work fast. I think yes, just a few minutes and it will be okay. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying tuned. We wanted just to show a little trick today here using watermelon and cucumber. So we are trying to experiment on things here to show you how we do it here in our kitchen. It's very warm here now. We are placing the gel there in the freezer to be able to form a gel so that we can serve it together with our cucumber and also with a little bit of fresh cheese. So we hope to plate it very soon for you. So I'm going to bring my plate out. So I have here a plate. I'm going to remove first also. So it takes about 3 minutes or so to form the balls. I'm going to rinse it and then rinse it again and it's ready. So I place it there to drain out. So set it aside. Set it aside. Yes. So now it has formed the gel. So you see that the gel is now colored, but you know you have to work very fast because it is how do you call it? It is watermelon. So now I'm going to show you what to do. So you see so I have there a gel made from the watermelon. I place it back in refrigerator. So, and I have here with me the watermelon. So I'm going to, so I have here with me the watermelon. Okay. So then I'm going to, let me put this aside so that I'll be able to work clean. So,
Thomas, you say hello.
hello Thomas, welcome. Welcome once again to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Thank you for joining us and welcome to this community. And so today I am making a dish using watermelon. So I made a gel of watermelon, but it still need to be stable a little bit. So you need to make it on time so that you give it, so that it's stable before you serve it. So because when the temperature is warm, it is not easy for gelatin. So it's better that you allow it to be stable a bit, or if you want you can add 10% also of agar to it to give it the stableness. So I'm going now with, that is the cucumber, that is a caviar from cucumber. So I add the caviar from cucumber to it. So you see, add a little bit again here. So I'm going to add a little bit of edible flowers. So I'm going to add this, a little bit of edible flowers. So that gives a little bit of just touch, a touch of freshness to the plate. So you need, if you want, you can add just a little bit of agar, but I don't like agar in the taste because it changes the taste of the flavor. So that is why I don't like to add agar to my, to my gel, if I can. So if I can, I don't add agar because it changes the flavor of your ingredient. So I'm giving it a little touch of, I'm using here the blue flower, the corn flower is that, to give it a little bit of touch. So you see that is the gel from under, and then the, how do you call it? So of course I'm going to give it the leaf of the summer. So it's a contrast between the red, you see the red, the green, and the orange. So I have here with me a little bit of, that is capers powder. So capers is really delicious. Also it adds a little bit of sour freshness and to your starter meal. So I just add this to the plate, and it just bring all the taste together. So that is what I created today. I hope I had a lot of time to be able to really show you everything how it is. So because it's summer here, it's a little bit too warm, but I made there a gel of watermelon. Then I served the watermelon inside the gel, and then I added some fresh herb cheese in. Then I added the caviar that is made, that is a direct made with direct verification method, using alginate in the base, and using a calcic in the bath. And then I have there with you also the powder that is made from capers. So, and the leaf is also made from herbs, made from tarragon and parsley. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and you learned something new. So sometimes it's a bit difficult to make fresh things like this, all from finish to start in one blow in the summer. And in the winter it's always easy, you almost don't have any problem. In 5 or a few minutes everything is stiffened and works very well. But I hope I inspired you guys today and show you what you can do using your watermelon. Just show you a fine dining tips, what you can implement in the comfort of your own home. So if you love this episode, just keep watching, subscribe so that you can see more fun, because we have here a lot in our garden that we can share with you, because everything, most of the things that you see on our plate come from our garden, from behind our home. So we use it to try to inspire you and create delicious meal to show you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming to this live show, and thank you and see you in advance. Thank you every one of you that tuned in today. I'm Chef Vivian here, signing up from our little city of Kierno in the province of West Flanders, in our little country of Belgium. We say hello to you everyone. Thank you once again for joining us. Bye for now. I'm signing up and see you in the next episode. Bye. Bye everyone. Bye.